Hi guys, Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today, showing you around our 2012 Ford C-Max Grande, or Grande C-Max possibly. I think that's how you say it. It's a 1.6 diesel, 7-seater version of the popular C-Max MPV, based on the even more popular Ford Focus. So it's a great little car if you're looking for a 7-seater on a budget and you don't want one that's too big. Because the nice thing about this car is it's relatively compact. It's actually not much bigger in terms of its footprint than a regular Ford Focus. And with a 1.6 diesel that's fitted on this 115 horsepower engine, it's very good on fuel as well. So this is a Zetec SPEC of Grand C-Max, and one thing I like on these is the sliding doors. I don't know why more MPVs haven't got sliding doors. I know everyone's going towards these SUVs now, but actually an MPV with sliding doors is actually much more sensible if you're sort of using it for family life, because as you can see, it hasn't taken up any space to open that door really wide, and it's much easier to get kids in and out in a tight car parking space when you've got sliding doors. And if you look at the way this car's set out, it really is quite a family-friendly and versatile interior. Up front, traditional Ford dashboard. All the controls though that you could ever need. It's really well laid out. We'll have a proper look at it in a minute when I start the car up. In the back, very good space. We've got ISOFIX points on the two outer seats, not on this middle one. The middle one's a little bit thin, and I would say probably only suitable for smaller children or shorter journeys for adults. But we've got another two seats in the back, so we pull this lever by here. Actually, lever here, and then it goes like that. Whole seat slides forward, and we can get easy access to these two back seats. I have got the parcel shelf there at the minute, so excuse that. That would normally be out of the way, but there's two proper seats there. As you can see, they are quite close to the floor, as is normal in these type of cars. So again, they would be more for children. I would say adults are probably going to be more comfortable if they sit in these two outer seats on the car. But those outer seats are very generously proportioned, and as you can see, you can slide them forwards and backwards to create more room in the back. So it is a 7-seater, but let's say it's a 4+3, if that makes sense. You could put 7 adults in you, but I think that would only be comfortable for shorter journeys, runs back from the pub, something like that. But most people aren't using this as a pub car, they're using it as a family car. And as a family car, it's ideal. Because it's quite wide, you can also get two car seats in here really, really easily. And because these seats are on sliders, with them in the backwards position, there's absolutely acres of legroom there. And again, that's going to make it very easy for getting car seats in and out. It's also going to make it very easy having this sliding door because of the access issues that you get in car parks and tight spaces. It just works for family use, this car, so well. The door's so easy to use as well, which I really like. In the back, at the moment I've got the seats up, but as you can probably tell, with them folded into the floor, there's a huge boot space that can be used. We have got a little bit of room behind these seats though. There's a little shelf here. Let's just push that down like that. And if I pull this by here, sorry if the camera's a bit dodgy, because there, we've got a nice boot space. Look at that. Really good size, in fairness to it. It's huge. So you do get the best of both worlds. If you're using it as a 5-seater, as a traditional family car, you've got a great boot space there. You've got a parcel shelf that pulls over it, and it's really easy to use. If you want those back seats though for occasional use, they're there, they're in the floor, they're easy to access. And if you have got younger kids, and if there's a bigger family, you know, it is a full 7-seater. As I say, 2 kids are going to be more than happy in the back of this car. They'll probably love it. They'll probably want to sit in the back of it because it's cool. But it's not for 7 adults. It's not the size of like something like a Toyota Previa or a Ford Galaxy. It's more as a Fiera rival. But it does its job really, really well. And being a Ford, it's very easy to live with. Now, just coming back to the rear of the car, there are some marks on the top of the back bumper from loading and unloading previously for the previous owner. They're not bad, but they are present, so it's something I wanted to just point out to any potential customers. As you can see, the car is fitted with reverse parking sensors, so that's a very handy aid in this car when you are trying to navigate tight spaces. Now, I'll show you how that works from inside. We'll have a quick look at the dash layout of this car first. So, if you're into Fords, and if you've been in Fords before, this will probably look quite familiar, because it's got Ford's family sort of dash layout with the sync system there, which is their stereo system, which hooks up to Bluetooth for both streaming and for your phone use. And we've got a 6-speed manual gearbox, nice and easy to reach. It's quite close to the steering wheel. Ignore my hands, which have got blue paint on them because I've been painting a car today. And we've also got the signature Ford quick clear windscreen. So this front screen here has actually got little wires through it, and it can clear a frost in seconds by just pressing that button. It's really quite handy. But it's a good layout. It's very logical, very well thought out, because Fords have been doing this a long time. They are the masters of making family cars like this, and the C-Max is no exception. The Grand C-Max is no exception. Sorry about that. I'm back. I was having a cough-in fit then, so you will excuse me. Anyway, car's running. Half a tank of fuel. Whoa, 272 miles. Shows how good this is on fuel as well. So that means it's got a range of, what, nearly... It's under half a tank at the minute. It's probably got a range of about 600 miles, which is really, really good. Probably doesn't cost a lot to fuel up either. Let's see what it's doing to the gallon. I think we can probably flick through the trip computer and it'll tell me 40.4. I think it'll do more than that though on a run. Yeah, average speed 15 miles an hour though. That's because it's been sat around in cleaners and stuff like that. This car's going to do 50 plus to the gallon. I can tell you that now. Definitely. So that range would actually go up if I used it a bit. So here we have the sync system. There's a little hook there. I don't know if that's standard or not. I don't think it is. No idea why that's there, but hey, it is. But the sync system's really good. It was designed to look like a mobile phone back when mobile phones looked like that. And we've got air conditioning down here, which has got just traditional hot and cold turny bits, traditional direction turny bits, and a nice turny bit for the fan as well. Nice and simple, easy to use. Why can't all cars be like that? Cup holders, 12-volt socket, and an armrest with lots of little storage bits in it. Also got a pretty good sized glove box by here, and really good door bins as well down here. As you can see, there's electric windows front and rear, and electric mirrors in this one. And this is the Zetec trim, which is sort of mid-spec, mid-range. And it's not wanting for anything, really. It's got all the bits I would want on it. I've got plenty of buttons on my wheel. That side there mostly does the stereo. That one is for the controls for that computer in the middle. And then we've got hi-fi controls for the volume, and we've got the phone controls down on the wheel there as well. So it's well set out. Everything's quite easy to get to and very intuitive once you've got used to it. So it's a nice family friendly car. You can't really say much more than that, and you can't really ask much more than that of it. I think it has got, yes, one of those mirrors that you get on some of the other Renault people carriers as well, where you can spy on your backseat passengers. That's quite handy. Yeah, it's nice, it's easy, it drives like a Focus, but you're sat up a little bit higher, so you've got a really good view of the road, and you've got room for an extra 2 kids in the back than you've got in the Focus. Can't ask for more than that. I love a Ford Focus, so I quite like this. I didn't really know much about the Grand C-Max. We've had C-Maxes in before, but not the Grand one. But I'm quite impressed with this, in fairness. It does what it says on the tin. It's a cheap and cheerful family car that's going to be cheap to run and pretty easy to live with. Maintenance costs on these are very low because this 1.6 diesel it's the one that they put in the Focus, and we sell loads of them. And they're just a brilliant engine. They're very cheap on fuel, they're pretty reliable, and when they do go wrong, parts are very plentiful for them. the fact that this has got those sliding doors, I think, is a real bonus, real benefit. And it does sort of make this, I think, a little bit more practical than a Zafira, because the Zafira's got traditional, normal opening doors. I just think, and they're huge doors. I think that's even handier than having the extra 2 seats in many ways, and it would tempt me to buy one of these over a standard C-Max, because the normal C-Max hasn't got sliding doors. Extra 2 seats in the back, though, cannot be ignored, and for some people it is the thing that you're going to be the deciding factor in buying a car, is how many seats it's got, and I can totally understand that. But even if you're only after a 5-seater, you should really consider one of these, because they're more practical than a Zafira. They've got just as much room in the back when those seats are folded down. And that 1.6 TDCI engine with the 6-speed gearbox, it's brilliant. So if you're interested in this one, it's going to be available on our website. We'll put some details of the car, though, in the description of this video. So have a look in the description if you're interested in buying it, and it'll tell you a little bit more about the car, including its service history. It's done 99,000 miles, and it's going to be up for $3,995. So a nice budget-friendly family car for someone. Give me a call on 07932 873 646 if it's of interest to you. But even if it's not, even if you're just perusing cars on the internet at the moment, well, thank you for watching our channel. And please, if you haven't done so already, it would help us greatly if you would hit the subscribe button. And you can also click on notifications to be kept informed of what we got coming in. But thanks ever so much for watching anyway. I hope it's been of interest, and look forward to seeing you soon. Until next time, bye for now.